More like I couldn't wait to Exorcist believe the theater. Am I right? Exorcist Believer is a bad movie. Hello and welcome to Devastating Opinions. My name is Dev, and this is my review of The Exorcist Believer. It's a pile of shit. This movie is directed by David Gordon Green, who is the director of the previous Halloween trilogy that came out over the last few years, which everybody loves. I found these movies to be pretty annoying and terrible, especially Halloween Kills, one of the dumbest movies I think I've ever seen in my life. So I definitely went into this movie with expectation that it was going to suck major ass, and yeah. I'll go ahead and say what I liked about the movie. I thought the acting was fine. Pretty good sometimes. The girls in the movie who were possessed, they were pretty good, even though when they were possessed, they were very clearly overdubbed, but the performances themselves were fine. Leslie Odom Jr. was fine, even though I don't think he was directed well, because he really doesn't show a whole lot of emotion in this movie, especially during scenes where you really should show some emotion. Ellen Burstyn got a paycheck. The best performance in the movie is probably from Ann Dowd. She's probably the only person that actually cared about playing a character in this movie. The two actors who played the other girl's parents, one of them was fine. The other, not. The dad was pretty bad. What did I like about the acting in this movie? Okay, so the little girls, they were good. Ann Dowd was pretty good, but everyone else was just kind of there. There was a funny moment where a priest got his head turned 180 degrees. That was pretty funny. And there's like a couple of decent moments of tension, but other than that, yeah, this movie is boring and stupid. There is not an ounce of life to this movie at all. It is a slow burn that does not pay off in the slightest. There is some very terrible editing in this movie that is, I think, supposed to make it seem more creepy, but it just makes it more frustrating to watch. The entirety of Ellen Burstyn's character in this movie is completely pointless. There is no reason she should be in this movie. She is only in it basically to give this movie some credibility. The first half of this movie is really a lot of build-up, but it's not interesting build-up. There's maybe like one or two scenes that were kind of tense, but then we start getting into some of the exorcism shit, and it's so lame and generic. Like, everything is very tame. Like, there's really nothing that happens during these exorcism scenes that is unique to the exorcism genre. There's this one part where this like light starts coming out of the girls' mouths when they're doing the exorcism, and it looks terrible. It looks horrible. Like, what the fuck is this? There's also some CGI fire that looks terrible. There's also some weird themes in this movie that I'm not really going to get into, but what was the whole like scene where they were talking about people going to church? What the ending of this movie was certainly audacious. It was certainly an attempt, but I don't think it really panned out because I didn't care about anything that was going on. Also, the final scene is probably the biggest insult to any Exorcist fan ever. Like, what the fuck is this? Overall, this movie's terrible. It sucks shit. I don't even like talking about it. It's one of the worst movies of the year. It is currently my least favorite movie of the year. I have no earthly idea how anyone is going to make a sequel to this, let alone a trilogy, but I guess it made money, so we'll see. But yeah, this movie is terrible. William Friedkin is rolling in his very recently dug grave. I'm giving this a low 2 out of 10. It's very close to a 1. It might be a 1 later on, but it's up. Keeping it at a 2 because there was like a couple of okay things, but it's terrible. Also, this movie was released in IMAX. Why? Also, why did I watch it in IMAX? Ann Dowd was pretty good. Everyone else not so. Ann Dowd was pretty good, but Ann Dowd was pretty good,